Hello, everybody, and welcome to Turn to Page 42, All Day Nightmare. Are you scared, Raps?
I'm terrified, Rita.
I'm scared. I'm scared of I'm scared of change.
That's exactly it. It's mortifying. We are on the final of the Give Yourself Goosebumps series. Sure, there are other special editions after this, but I'm not ready to say goodbye.
Yeah, it is the last of the normal, regular Give Yourself Goosebumps books. There are still 8 that are special editions that I don't know that they're going to really be that different from these. So we got a heap and helping left, but it's been a saga. And I will say I didn't think we'd get through all 42. I was like, this is a weird project. It sounds fun. I don't know, like, that's a lot of commitment. We don't even know how to get these books. We don't know if they're out there. And here we are. 42 books later at the finish line of the original run.
Frankly, the point at which behind the scenes you had said, I like completionism in respect to these kinds of things. I would like to do all 42.
Yeah.
Mentally, I was like, we're doing all 42, because that's very much the same page I'm on. The real crux for a point in time, the real pivot point for a point in time, the real fulcrum that this swung on was whether or not we would be able, even, in fact, to access all of them. I am so glad that we managed.
Yeah, and it's true. I mean, not this is the beginning of the episode, so not going full plug on it, but I would say like a big reason in helping us get there is the Patreon, and the initial Patreon support makes it a lot easier to dive into the deep end of investing in something that is kind of a silly passion project. So huge thank you there. I know it's out of turn doing it at the beginning, but huge thank you there for helping to make that happen to all of our wonderful Patreon supporters.
In a very similar respect, and also kind of overlapping with that, and a special thanks to Something Scary for giving us access to the books we otherwise might not have had.
Absolutely. That was big as well. Like, literally just not being able to find some otherwise. But here, we're 2.5 minutes in. We haven't said anything about this cover. There may be a reason, because I'm going to say, do you have anything to say of note about this cover?
Realistically, this is what I was envisioning in the lodge where we encountered R.L. Stine. Like, this is effectively the wolf path outside of that. Exactly the image I had in my mind's eye.
Yeah, the wolf something. Well, gosh, what was it? Wolf Lodge. Oh no. Yeah. Because there's multiple wolf books. There was the Wolf Lodge was basically just, that was like a horror story theme. It wasn't even wolf theme. And you know what the crazy thing is? I don't think this is wolf themed either. And it's got wolves on the cover. Cover.
Goosebump themed.
I mean, I guess we'll get into the Beware page in a moment and we'll see what it's about. But I think that All Day Nightmare is more the theme than werewolves on the front cover. But yeah, I don't know. I think they're ending off on, I'm not going to say it's a bad cover by any stretch. It's just, it doesn't have like the textbook slightly goofy nature of a lot of the other covers, or like the weird unsettling nature. It's just, this is a scary werewolf. This looks like a Magic the Gathering card.
Yes! Oh my god, yes!
It's not bad. It just looks like a Magic the Gathering card. It doesn't look like a Goosebumps book cover. It's a werewolf coming at the screen like,
It would be a Magic card in the unset, and it would be called Barking Up the Wrong Tree.
Oh,
and you would play it in order to redirect attacks from an enemy to a different blocker.
There we go. Yes. But hey, let's get on into the Beware page here and figure out what exactly this nightmare is about.
Beware! Don't read this book from beginning to end. You wake up with a jolt. What a scary nightmare. You were trapped in a strange place and you were being chased, and you had no idea who you were. You're sure glad that's over. But as you stretch and look around, you realize you are in a strange place, and you can't remember your own name. There's a loud banging on the door. Who is it? A friend or an enemy? Do you tell whoever's behind the door your story? Or hide and hope they go away? One thing's for sure, you have to find out who you are and how to get home. Fast.
What on earth? You don't know who you are, even. Interesting.
Oh, I like it.
I will say, I can already tell you, if this was real life, someone's knocking on the door, and I don't know if it's a friend or an enemy, I would not answer. There's a
Yeah.
there's a 50% chance I wouldn't answer if it was a friend. Just being honest.
Legitimately fair.
I'm busy, probably, or I'm anxious. I'm busy being anxious.
Those are the only two states, and I oscillate between them.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, all right. Of note, nowhere on that page do you beware yourself of a werewolf.
Exactly. It very much does seem like it is all-day nightmare themed, and this was just the most evocative way to provide that.
I wish that there was a way where the intro to the podcast could have been beware, do not listen to this podcast from beginning to end, but that wasn't confusing. Because you should probably listen to it from beginning to end.
Yep. We're making this much more linear than it otherwise might be. Actually, a version of that would be do not listen to this podcast from beginning to end. And then we just read every page in order, and then we provide timestamps for people to be jumping back and forth for their own choose your own.
It's a really messy audiobook. Like, it's an audiobook with homework. Anyway.
Not to distract for too long a period of time, but in a messy audiobook, I recently was listening to an audiobook where for 3 chapters, the narrator had a cold. So it just suddenly was a much deeper voice, and then it returned.
I like that. Hey, there was I think there were 2 episodes of this where, like, I think one where I was a bit more sick, and I think there was one where you were a bit more sick, and I think you were sick, like, kind of early, and then halfway through, I was sick. Halfway through, it traveled all the way from Australia to me. It got to me finally. There's just one sick. Everyone's just sharing it. Okay, we should start.
It's my turn with the sick.
It's for 7.5 minutes in. We should start the book.
We should indeed. Page 1. Ah!
You scream, and then you wake up. Whoa, you think, shaking your head. That was some nightmare. You're soaked in sweats, your heart is pounding like crazy, horrible images from the dream still dance in your mind. You remember 2 feet tall creatures chasing you. They had long arms that scraped against the floor as they ran. Creepy. You also remember a huge spinning wheel of fire and a terrible screeching sound, louder than a jet engine. What a weird dream. At least it's over. You're glad to be back in your nice warm bed. Only your bed isn't very warm. And it's pretty hard, too. Hey, wait a minute. You're on the floor. Oh, brother, you think. You must have rolled out of bed. It's time to get back to sleep. You stand up, look around your room. But it's not your room. Where are you? But it's not you. No, we just keep it going. Turn to page 2.
But it's not page 2.
But it's not page 2. What's going on here? Even in the dark, you know that you've never been in this place before. You stumble around the room, crashing into unfamiliar furniture, and finally you find the light switch. Click. Nothing. No electricity. A cold sweat starts to run down your back. The room smells dusty and unused, like no one's lived here for 100 years. You feel yourself starting to panic. How'd you get here? Calm down, you order yourself. There must be a logical explanation for this. You try and remember where you went to sleep. Were you staying at a friend's house? Visiting grandma? Summer camp? It's funny, you think. Can't remember a thing. But you know you're not supposed to be here. And that's as sure as your name is... Uh-oh. You can't remember your name. Turn to page 3. The fun thing is, we could have said that in any book, and they wouldn't be able to guess it. So this is kind of funny.
Which actually is making me think. I thought that there was an unceremonious end to the mainline series of Give Yourself Goosebumps, but I wonder if this is like a meta Give Yourself Goosebumps.
Yeah,
Of course you don't know your name. You're any of the protagonists over the course of the series.
Oh. I mean, that's an ambitious guess, knowing that they had Funny Penguin book planned for the next one. but
Yeah.
but we'll see. Who are you? Your head falls into your hands. You rack your brain trying to remember something, anything. But your memory is totally gone. Where do you live? What do your parents look like? How old are you? What's your credit card number? What's the funny little number on the back? You just don't know. Do you have any brothers or sisters? What school do you go to? What happened to you? This is too weird. Okay, you tell yourself. It's time to calm down. You can't figure this out by panicking. You stride to the door and open it. You're facing a long hallway lined with doors. The doors are crooked and warped with age. The hallway floor seems slanted. The whole thing makes you dizzy, like a hall of mirrors. Then a chill runs up your spine. You've seen this hallway before. Was it in your dream? You take a nervous step forward. Suddenly, a door in the hallway opens.
Who are you?
A voice demands. Go to page 4. I thought that they were going to make me monologue for 6 pages before I heard your voice. You peer into the darkness. You can just make out a boy your age staring warily back at you. You stammer.
I don't know who I am.
You gulp. You must think you're nuts. But he nods his head.
Oh, you too then?
He asks.
Oh, I can't remember who I am either. I just woke up. I have no clue how I got here.
You scrutinize the boy. He's tall and has dark hair. He's wearing a t-shirt that says, "To the max."
Look at your shirt.
You say.
Maybe your name is Max.
Yeah, my name is Nike.
My name's Rip Curl.
He stares down at the shirt. Actually, what would my name be right now? My name would be Eiffel 65. Okay. He stares down at the shirt and frowns.
Rito, apologies to duck away from it for a second, but I wanted to see if I had a similar punchline to make. I looked down at my clothes, I checked the tags furiously, and my name is Mitch Dowd. The name of the brand is a person's name.
That's just so normal. Mine is Eiffel 65 Blue Europop. It's just
You're wearing the album cover?
yeah.
CD jewel cases are just so comfortable. People don't remember that.
Okay, maybe your name is Max. He stares down at the shirt and frowns.
I have no idea.
He says. You decide to call him Max anyways. You gotta call him something.
All I can remember is this crazy nightmare.
Max continues. Your jaw drops.
Nightmare?
The boy squints, thinking hard.
Yeah. Oh, there were these little people, like, about 2 foot tall, with long arms?
You ask. Eyes wide, he nods his head.
And a wheel of fire?
You continue.
And a terrible screeching noise.
A look of horror fills his face.
We had the same dream. Maybe
begin.
it wasn't a dream.
Oh, you begin?
Shh.
He interrupts.
Did you hear that?
Go to page 5. So, I don't want to dive into it too much, but are you under the assumption that maybe this setup of this dream is something that's maybe not actually that scary? I don't, like,
Oh.
these are all things that are described as some, like, inane, regular old event. I don't know. That's my hope. That's my dream.
Not.
That's my dream.
I'm intrigued by the possibility.
Chalk it up to probably another book where we have a cooler idea than what actually happens, but still. You clamp your mouth shut and listen. Sounds like someone is banging the door below you. You must be on the 2nd floor of this house. A nervous trickle of sweat runs down your back.
Who do you think is down there?
You whisper.
How should I know?
Max mutters. The banging comes again, making you jump.
Listen.
You command.
Maybe we both got knocked on the head and lost our memory, and whoever's down there is looking for us. Yeah, maybe.
Max answers.
Of course, maybe they knocked us on the head. Something pretty weird's happened to us. Maybe we should hide. At least until we know what's going on.
What should you do? Go downstairs and say hi or stay hidden? Answer the door 34, stay hidden 98. I will say almost certainly these are our two divergent paths and are both okay. Almost certainly. I will also say I hope that Max is the Nightmare King.
Oh, I literally just had like an internal, just one stray neuron went in the direction of, what if this guy's like he's a plant?
Yeah. But like, wait, what was it? What was on his hat? I can't remember. Oh man. Why do I remember the earlier books better than the most recent ones? Strange. Anyway, do you want to answer? Yeah.
The bedeviled sleepmaster. What was his?
I think it
Was that Sleepmaster?
It was just Sleepmaster. That's what it was. It was just Sleepmaster. That's what it was. Yeah. Maybe Max is the Sleepmaster. Okay. Answer the door, stay hidden.
I'm honestly like half a dozen to one, 6 of the other.
Yeah, they're both fine. Let's just, when we don't know, let's just answer the door. You know?
Let's do it.
There's more voices there.
I love when we're using a physical book and I just so happen to exactly open to the right page.
Oh. You decide to go
What a feeling.
downstairs and find out who's there. Maybe they know who you are.
Come on.
You order Max. The knocking continues as you clomp down the stairs.
We're coming.
You yell. Whoever it is, they sure are impatient. Suddenly, the door flies open with a crash. Splinters of wood fly through the air. 2 huge men in black suits tumble through the door. They are wearing black sunglasses, and their muscular bodies are almost bursting out of their suits. Who are these guys, you wonder? The men take one look at you and Max and grab you both in crushing grips. They lift you from the floor.
Gotcha.
One bellows. Uh-oh. Turn to page 96. Suddenly, Max explodes into action. He stomps the foot of the man holding him.
Ow!
The man howls, dropping Max to the floor. Max delivers a flurry of blows to the stomach. The man stumbles back.
Hey!
The other man yells. You feel his hold on you lessen for a moment. In a fraction of a second, you find yourself following Max's lead. You flex your muscles and burst from the man's grip. With one karate chop to the neck, you knock him out. Max's opponent also falls to the floor, out stone cold. You and Max find yourself gawking at the 2 unconscious men.
Whoa!
You exclaim.
Who taught you to do that? I don't know.
Max stammers.
Who taught you to do that?
You search your mind for the answer.
I have no idea.
You admit. But whoever it was, you owe them a favor. Turn to page 45.
Their muscles were simply bursting the seams of their black suits.
Yeah. Chopped their neck and they died. I mean, it's not fair. Max is a monk. He used his flurry of blows, so that's just like, I mean, that's something. I don't know what this chop of death. Not sure.
I'm imagining it's much more along the lines of like the judo chop that Austin Powers does, which just inexplicably renders enemies unconscious.
Yeah, I could see that being the case. I think the real thing is we're still in a dream. I guess I thought that was obvious, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's going to be a reveal. Who knows? 45?
Wow, those guys were 5 times bigger than us.
Max proclaims.
And we toasted them. No kidding.
You agree?
But what does all this mean? How were we even able to fight like that? Do you think we're karate experts?
You ask.
So, why would these guys be after karate experts?
Max answers.
Oh, do you think we overcharged them for a lesson? Maybe not.
You admit.
But we'd better find out soon, in case there are more people out to get us.
Max gulps.
You're right. Let's get out of here before they wake up. I'm not sure I can do all that karate stuff again. Why don't we tie them up?
You suggest.
When they come to, we can just ask them what's going on. Maybe.
Max says.
But there might be some clues upstairs where we woke up. Something that'd explain who we are.
You can tie the men up and wait for them to wake, or you can look upstairs for clues. What should you do? To tie the men up and ask them questions, 126. To look upstairs for clues, turn to page 137. That is the most... I don't think ever in Goosebumps they've just one-to-one repeated themselves so quickly in the turn to page notes. That's so funny. I don't know. I don't know why that tickles me. Okay. I don't know. Should we be worried that our karate abilities actually have a cooldown? Like, is
Absolutely not.
I don't feel like they have a cooldown. But I don't know. I don't have a strong lean, but I'll say one if you don't have one either.
My only, like, and again, we're on a 51-49 kind of lean in this direction. My only lean is I think the more interesting clues would be attained from searching the environment rather than querying these individuals.
That's probably true. And thus, 137 was born. Oh, it's also like the last page of the book?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's the last page of the Give Yourself Goosebumps series.
Oh my god. Quick, flip to the other side.
Let's look
Are there
upstairs.
penguins? Nope.
Oh.
No, I'm joking. Let's look upstairs, you decide. You and Max dash up the stairs. There must be something up here that can help you remember who you are. The weird slanted hallway stretches out before you, and it makes you dizzy again. Concentrate, you order yourself. You head back to the room where you woke up. Your eyes scan the dusty floor.
There's something.
You announce. You pick up a little rectangle of plastic from the floor, peering closely at it. You see that it's some kind of ID card. There's a picture of some kid on it. And the words, Young Spy Agency. You thrust it out to Max.
Does this ring a bell?
He gulps, glancing between you and the ID.
Of course it does.
He cries.
That picture's you!
Oh, that's you, Junie. Turn to page 111.
That's you, Agent Cody Banks.
Yeah, that's you. Other timely reference. Like, just, how many were there?
Cody Banks, the timeliest reference.
I was referencing Spy Kids, so hey. Well, I guess technically they won't let Spy Kids die. I'm pretty sure they made another one. So
oh no,
they won't let it die. Did you know there was Spy Kids? I think it was Spy Kids 4 or 5 that had Joel McHale. All right, let's move on. I'm not.
I
Yep.
did not.
Yep. Now you have to live with that too. Why, Joel?
It is?
Why? You cry.
Why, Joel?
Your heart drops. Your memories must be totally erased. You don't even remember what you look like. And what's the Young Spy Agency?
Let's show this to the guys downstairs.
Max suggests.
Maybe they can tell us something.
You head downstairs, but there's no one there. Oh no. The men are gone.
Oh, they've escaped!
Max yelps.
They can't have gotten very far.
Comes a voice from behind you. Whomp.
Oh, nope. They can't have gotten very far. You shout.
You shout.
Not far at all.
Comes a voice from behind you. Whomp. There we go. A blinding blow lands on the back of your skull. Your reflexes kick into action. You spin around, but another blow sends you to the ground. Then everything goes dark. Wake up on page 67. What a bad dream! Wait, really? You remember waking up in an abandoned house with no memories. Then these crazy guys in black suits were trying to capture you, and when they finally got to you, they put handcuffs on you, just like the ones you're wearing right now, and put you in a dark room with Max, who's lying next to you. Oh no, it was not a dream. Probably. Too bad. You were sort of hoping it was.
All right, wake up.
A voice commands. Your eyes finally adjust to the dark, and a man in a black suit is standing in front of you.
We need your help.
He announces. Help yourself to page 32.
Our help?
You stammer.
You were working on a top secret project.
The man explains.
A machine that could send people miles in the blink of an eye. A matter slammer. You're nuts!
You respond. But the word slammer rings a bell. You remember the spinning wheel of fire from your nightmare. Could the man be telling the truth?
You're the first test subjects,
He continues.
but we sabotage the experiment. You're sent to an empty house, and we program the slammer to erase your memories.
This stinks. You're a secret agent and you can't even remember it,
Why?
Max demands.
We wanted you to disappear
He explains.
so that your government would think that the device didn't work. We wanted you to help us create our own slammer.
Then you shouldn't have erased our memories.
You object.
Oh, we don't need your minds,
He scoffs.
just your bodies. You see, our slammer has this problem.
We don't need you to know about the situation, so let's make this hard for us. Here's all the information. He opens the door behind him. A strange, horrible creature slinks into the room. It's half dog, half snake. Hiss woof, it yelps. Turn to page 118.
I mean, back half snake, right? It has to be back half snake if you want it to be cool.
Back half snake. I mean, yeah. I mean, did you ever play the game or see the game Impossible Creatures? It's
I did not know.
it's good in a dumb way. It's basically it's an RTS, so it's like a Command and Conquer, Warcraft, Starcraft, whatever, for those who are not super familiar. But you create your own units in like a Spore style customization screen. And you do it by taking parts of different animals and smashing them together. And you could definitely make super jank animals, and I definitely made a dog snake. And it was not very effective. Just putting that out there. That has nothing to do with anything. Everyone just do yourself a favor, and if you've not heard of Impossible Creatures, go look it up. That's all. Okay. What page are we on?
118.
Yikes! You can't take your eyes off the ugly creature. Has the face, legs, and tail of a dog, but with a long, scaly body. Yep, that's what my dog snake looked like in Impossible Creatures. The worst version.
Just look at this poor thing.
The man continues, stroking the weird animal.
When we try to slam two creatures at once, they wind up mixed together.
Griss! The dog snake complains. You flinch at the horrible sound. The man laughs at your discomfort.
We don't think we got that problem solved, but we need to test it with two humans.
Two humans?
Max stammers.
No way!
You shout, straining against the handcuffs. You don't want to be transformed into some half you, half Max monster. But what can you do with handcuffs on? Should you jump at the man right now, trying to take him by surprise, or play along and for a while and wait for a better chance to escape? Think carefully. After all, you don't want to get mixed up, do you? To escape now, 74. To play along for a while, 42. Wait!
Rito, we have a rare opportunity here to become the world's first mantor, which is the lower half of a
I'm
man,
a man.
and the
I'm a man,
upper
but a
half
different
of another man.
I do like that a lot. I am in. I'm gonna be disappointed if we don't. Okay, they've never. Why do they need to slam two things at once?
Yeah!
That's kind of my big question here. It's like, this seems like a self-made problem. Just don't slam them at the same time. It's not that big of a problem.
It's like step 0 in problem solving. Someone has explained a problem.
Yeah.
Step 0 is, have you tried not doing that?
It's just, oh my god. See, here's the problem. I have 2 glasses of milk, and when I try to drink them at the same time, it gets everywhere. Then don't.
I don't understand.
But I need 2 milk at once.
It's more milk per milk. You understand this, right? I put powdered milk in there, too. It's more milk per milk per milk.
My milk APM is off the charts. 4 milk per minute. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, which one of these gets us caught? What, 42?
I think we should go to 42 and play along for a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. You decide to play along,
Okay,
you exclaim.
just get it over with.
It won't take long.
The man declares.
The slammer is almost ready.
He leaves, taking the terrible snake dog with him.
We're doomed.
Max wails.
Maybe not.
You mutter.
After all, we're some kind of secret agents working on a top secret project, right? That's why we have these super fast reflexes, yeah.
That quote, wait, does that quote never end? Oh no, the rest of the book is actually said by who?
Oh, yeah.
That quote doesn't end.
The
Top secret plan right doesn't end. So then the rest of the book is actually being said. I guess you have to read the rest of the book.
All right, here we go.
This we have super fast reflexes. Max agrees.
So why don't we use them? So why don't we have any secret cool gadgets that we could use to help us out of jams?
You complain.
Maybe we do.
Max exclaims.
We just don't remember them. You're right.
You agree. You and Max struggle in your handcuffs, trying to find anything that you're carrying secretly. After a moment, Max cries.
The heel on my shoe's loose.
He pulls it off, and inside is some kind of small metal device. It's covered with tiny circuits and lights.
Jackpot.
You cry.
Yeah,
Max agrees.
but what does it do?
Find out on page 84.
Tracking device, tracking device, tracking device.
Oh. Little slammer. Teleport us away. Don't use it when we're both of us. Okay. Max inspects the device closely.
Huh.
He mutters.
It has 2 buttons on it, and they got teeny tiny labels. What do they say?
You ask. Max squints at the device.
Okay, so one is labeled para,
Max announces.
and the other one says Emma. That's a lot of help.
You complain.
Para could mean parachute, or parallel, or paranoid.
Max snorts.
And who knows what Emma means? Well, let's try that one and see what it does.
You suggest.
Okay,
Max agrees.
but which one?
To try the para button, give it a test on 135. To try Emmer button, page 60. What are the other ways that Emmer could be wrong?
I mean, I'm only in like emergency, emerge, like
Emerald? Chaos Emerald? we go supersonic. I mean,
the problem's chronic.
I see a lot more word possibilities for para than I do for Emmer, and that's all I have to go on. Is like, if it is an emergency button, one would think it'd be, or it could be emergency self-destruct. I guess
It could be.
I think that's the version.
I have a schema that might solve.
Yeah.
So we're spies, right? Think of like spy films.
Yes.
What do they have as devices? And what do buttons instantly do? Especially in a car. There's the button for the parachute, which I didn't think they would just write the word, so maybe that's a little bit of a push away from parachute. And then there's the emergency eject button.
Yeah. Also, there's also emergency self-destruct, I will say. I've seen that. Here's what we're going to
That
do.
also
For the
true.
next 20 minutes, let's play a fun little game called Find Every Single Possible Word That Starts with Para and Emmer. and we'll come
I'm going to
the-
invite my friend Merriam-Webster to hang out, and we'll see what's up.
Yeah, no.
I mean, we should totally go to Emma, right? We know less about it.
I guess, yeah. Well, we get more data. And also, it's fun. And if it blows up, that's funny.
Exactly.
Push the Emmer button.
You command.
I've got a good feeling about that one.
Max pushes it and steps back from the device. Beep, beep, it beeps.
It's getting ready to do something cool.
You promise. It keeps on beeping for a while.
Pretty cool.
Max snorts.
I'm gonna try the other one.
Before he can reach for the device, the door bursts open and the bad guys grab you and Max and rip the beeping device from his hand.
Take them to the slammer.
Someone orders. You and Max are dragged from the room.
Great guess.
Max complains.
Why do I listen to you?
When you reach the huge slammer device, you whistle. It almost fills up the entire room. It's a huge circle of lights. Whoa, looks like that wheel of fire in your dream. They throw you and Max onto the slammer.
Oh, great.
He rails.
We're gonna get turned into a big, horrible monster.
They turn the huge machine on. Turn to page 133. It's kind of insulting to say that gaining part of us is becoming a monster, but like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly, soldiers start appearing out of nowhere, all around you. They grab the bad guys. All right, you've been rescued,
Who are you guys?
you cry.
Don't you remember?
One asks.
We work at the Slammer Project with you. We're on your side.
You scratch your head. Then you figure it out. They must have used the slammer to come save you. Because that's how they just appeared out of thin air.
But how did you know where we were?
You ask.
Because you activated your emergency beacon, of course.
One of your rescuers explains.
Emergency!
Yeah, Max exclaims.
Don't you remember calling for help?
The soldier asks.
This is gonna take some explaining.
You begin.
You see, we had this terrible nightmare. But fortunately,
Max interrupts.
it has a happy ending.
The end. Raps. We did it.
We did it!
It's
Another no death route?
No death route for the final book.
And it's
Poetic.
probably low percent as well. I can't imagine there is another path that is a success in this book that has
is
as few pages as that.
Crazy. That is a speed
speed run.
run. 20 minutes of this book where I was talking about Spy Kids and giggling at stuff before we even started reading. That was a fast...
Legitimately.
yeah. That was
When are they gonna invite us to AGDQ, which of course stands for Awesome Goosebumps Done Quick?
Yeah, and I would like to submit All Day Nightmare. I know the route. Dang.
And you don't even read it out loud, you just turn between the pages really quickly.
Done. Yeah,
Got him.
got him. Yeah, you have to laugh at the end too. It's part of the route.
Chuckle
can't-
sensibly to yourself.
You can't skip that. Wow. Okay. Well, what? Where would we go back to get like a little bit more juice out of the book at this point?
I think para, right?
Yeah, I guess let's see what that would be. I am curious.
Do you recall
135.
page? 135. I'll meet you there.
Uh-huh.
Let's try para.
You decide.
Maybe you'll activate an emergency beacon and summon a bunch of paratroopers.
Max shrugs and pushes the button. Immediately, your little device starts to spew out gas.
Oh no!
You scream, trying to cover your mouth, but eventually you have to take a breath. And when you do, you find out you can't move. Not at all. You're paralyzed. The bad guys laugh when they find you unable to move, but a paralysis doesn't stop the experiment. Soon you and Max are lying on the Matter Slammer. Oh, huge machine looks just like the spinning wheel of fire in your dream. The lights around its circular edge blink and spin, making you dizzier and dizzier. You try and scream, but you can't. Your head is spinning and spinning. Turn to page 62. Suddenly you find yourself out in an empty field. Wow, the slammer must have worked. Must be miles away from the enemy agent's hideout.
Excellent!
You shout triumphantly. The paralysis gas must be wearing off.
Oh, not so loud.
Max complains. You turn your head and he's standing right next to you. Or is he? His head is attached to your shoulder. Hiccup. You've only got one body between you,
Stop shouting!
he yells.
You're the one who's shouting!
You yell back at him.
Yeah, well, you started it.
Max insists. You can already tell you and Max are going to spend a lot of time arguing. Who says two heads are better than one? The end. Oh, the hiccups. They've got to me. Quick, put me in the slammer with somebody who doesn't have hiccups.
And then you'll have half hiccups. Actually, in a similar kind of vein, whose shirt are we wearing? Because if we're wearing his shirt, we're Max now.
No. Yeah, could be. We never
And
looked at.
that's the true bad end.
Yeah, I don't want to be Max.
Yeah, I'm more of a Manuel.
Yeah.
Well,
Let's see.
I suppose we could attempt to tie them up and get more information.
Is that? Let's see. There is also something about. I don't know. What's this on page 74? There's 120. Yeah, what is 126? I think 126 is tying them up. Yeah, 126 is tying them up.
74 appears to be attempting to escape immediately rather than playing along, which
Yeah.
actually is a more recent choice. Should
Yeah.
we go to 74?
Let's do it.
Excellent.
Forget it!
You scream, hurling yourself at the man. You crash into his stomach.
Ugh.
He crumples to the floor.
Come on!
You yell, running past the man and through the only door in the room. Max follows hard on your heels. There, I had to get one in there somehow. It's the final book. You stumble through the hallways of the secret hideout. With these handcuffs on, you can hardly keep your balance.
Nervous gate!
Voices shout from all directions. You hear the grrr of the dog snake following you.
We've got to hide!
Max cries.
In here!
You yell, stumbling into an open doorway. You bolt inside. Max slams the door behind you. You both peer around the room and realize where you are.
Oops.
Max exclaims. In front of you is a spinning wheel of fire. Spin your way down, down, down to 114. I put that in there. 114.
A Matter Slammer!
You realize. A huge circular platform almost fills the room. Around its edges are blinking lights. You know the drill. This is the Wheel of Fire from your nightmare.
In here!
A muffled voice shouts. Oh no, they found you.
There's only one way to escape.
Max shouts.
We're gonna have to use the machine. But we'll get mixed into a horrible monster.
You protest.
We'll go one at a time.
Max-
They hadn't thought of that.
Max orders.
And I call first.
He jumps onto the platform and you leap onto the controls. You recognize the slam button because it says slam. You push it. The lights on the platform start to spin. A screeching noise fills the room. Then Max disappears. He escaped, but someone's starting to bang on the door. You better get going. You push the slam button again. As the lights start to spin, you jump onto the platform. The door bursts open. Men in black suits are everywhere, but they're too afraid to go near the device. But running through their legs is a blur of scales and fur. Hiss, swoof, yowls as it jumps at you.
No!
You scream. Scream your way to page 56. No woof. You yowl. You're in an open field with Max. All right. The Matter Slammer must have worked. You escaped. But Max is staring at you in total horror.
What's the mats?
You ask.
Ah!
He screams, running away from you. And it does not take you long to figure out why. The claws and scales are a dead giveaway. Not to mention the horrible hissing that comes out of your mouth. Which makes this a very mixed up end.
I don't know if I'm just like extremely fantasy race pilled, but like if that creature was just sentient and talking to me, I'd be like, "What's up?"
That's just a guy.
That's just a dude.
That's just a man. Yeah. It is like, what do you like? Get like a dex bonus or something?
Wait, yeah, exactly. This character would absolutely have a
Yeah.
+2 to Dex and a
Got a
+1
+2
to
to Dex or something like that.
What's the +1 to? I'm gonna say the +1 is to wisdom, and they have kind of like a au fait with nature kind of thing going on.
Yeah, something like that. Also, they're a good boy.
An incredibly good
I'm
boy.
I'm a good boy on Mondays and Tuesdays. A third of the time.
I'm a danger noodle on Wednesdays and Fridays.
And then I do my taxes on the weekend.
An accountant named Greg.
Yeah. Do you want to do 126 for humor? Because, good God,
Let's do it.
This is really putting it into perspective just how much we wrecked this book. Like, we pardon it, slammed this one. Why they call it a slammer? Why they call it a matter slammer?
Like, I can theoretically imagine a world in which, like, it's an acronym that just happens to be good. Like,
I mean,
so
let's
all merge, and that's it. It's just slam. Even if they end up calling it a slammer for a reason like that, the fact that they have a button with the word slam on it is just too far. That's unbelievable. I can't imagine that happening. Now, a wolf/serpent, of course. But a button that says slam, it seems unwholesome.
Yeah.
Well, because it's an instruction, right? Like, slam this button, like it's bopping.
Yeah. Is it... I'm just trying to figure out if there's some kind of connection to, like, a pog slammer. Like, we're in that, we're in the past. That's slammer. I don't know. We there somewhere? I don't know. I'm not well versed in that type of pog.
Although, also, for what it's worth, that actually seems likely to be the influence because we are kids that invented this matter slammer. So, like, of course we'd name it something kind of like that. Like, I'm glad we didn't name it the shiny pog.
Yeah. Fair. I mean, I'm in. Are we? We're on 126. We're what? Tying them up instead of running.
Instead of going
Looking
upstairs
for clues.
to search for clues.
Yes.
Yes.
I say we tie them up.
You announce.
They must know what's going on.
Okay.
Max reluctantly agrees. You find some old rope and tie the men's hands behind their back, and soon they start to stir. One snaps his eyes open and struggles with the cords.
Let me go!
He shouts.
Not until you tell us what's going on.
You demand.
Who are we? That might be a good place to start.
Max suggests.
Huh.
The man snorts.
So the mind wipe worked pretty well, didn't it?
Mind wipe?
You ask.
That's what it's called.
He explains.
It's a machine that makes you forget everything about yourself. Your name, your past, everything.
Your jaw drops. Why would someone do that to you?
No way!
Max blurts.
Why would someone do that to us?
Well, it was done by the doctors at the mental hospital.
The man explains.
Because you two are the most dangerous people in the world.
You're crazy!
You object. But maybe, just maybe, you are the one who's crazy. Turn to page 72. Is this just like a whole different reality?
is gaslighting.
Yeah.
We're not dangerous lunatics!
Max scoffs.
Huh, not dangerous.
The man protests.
You're dangerous enough to beat up men twice your size.
He's right. You and Max reacted like trained killers.
But why erase our memories?
Max argues.
We were gonna teach you to be normal.
The man explains.
But first, we had to get rid of your warped personalities. Let us go!
The other man chimes in.
You escaped before the treatment was complete. If you don't come back with us, you'll suffer permanent brain damage.
Your mind is spinning. You have no memories. How can you know it's real? If you are a dangerous lunatic, should you let them cure you? But what if they're lying?
Should we let them go?
Max asks. What'll it be? Let them go or try and figure out what's going on without their help? Let them go and untie him or figure out who you are without their help. On page 7. I mean, it depends.
Interesting.
If this is like within the canon of the book, we know they're lying.
Yes, exactly. I wonder if page 7 would take us back onto that line.
I mean, we could find out.
Let's do that. I am a little suspicious of untying the men who were rumbling our house, attempting to subdue us.
Yeah. We were gonna teach you to not be murderers. Just don't do it, silly. Have you tried not doing it? I used to have this problem with milk.
He's just wearing 2 bibs.
We aren't crazy,
You cry.
but we're not letting you go. You guys aren't even wearing white coats.
Max chimes in. The 2 men growl and thrash, trying to escape.
Let us go, you lunatics!
Suddenly, something drops from one of the men's pockets. You reach down and pick it up.
It's a map!
You announce.
Great.
Max exclaims.
Does it say where we are?
You peer carefully at the map, but you don't recognize any of the places on it. But you notice an X drawn with red marker. Next to the X, some words are written.
Matter Slammer Target.
You read.
What's a Matter Slammer?
Max asks your prisoners. They just scowl.
Slammer.
You murmur to yourself. That word reminds you of something. Then you see it in your mind. The spinning wheel of fire from your dream. Man, they really have this revelation on most pages. You just know it has to be something with the word slammer. But what? Transport yourself to page 40.
At least we know one thing.
Max proclaims.
We didn't escape from a mental hospital. I mean, slam a target? Whatever's going on here is weirder than it is crazy.
Max grabs the map from you.
Maybe we can figure out where we are from this map.
He suggests.
How?
You ask.
We search the area to see if anything looks like it's on the map.
He explains.
You know, like a big hill or something. Then we can go from there. I don't know.
You argue.
I think we should stay here and look around. There's bound to be more clues somewhere in this house.
What should you do? Use the map to figure out where you are, or search the house for more clues? Search, or use the map, 19. Search the house, 129. Search for even more clues in the house. Or wait, I guess we didn't... 129, is that... No, that does not bring us to that other path where we search
It
the house.
doesn't! But also, I'm very confused by the first line on 129!
Wait, 129. Wait.
Is my book a misprint? Does it start with before you can react?
No. It's to search the house, look for page 129.
Uh-huh.
All right. Do you want to humor, just for a second, reading 129, but knowing for a fact this is absolutely not correct?
I don't... This is a reprint that was done in 2016.
Yeah. Is it 139? Yeah. All right, let's read 129.
Let's do it.
Before you can react, Max jumps up and grabs the alien.
Nobody move, or my friend shoots him.
He yells. Catching on, you wave the zapper.
I'll do it. I'm crazy. Whoa, don't shoot.
The other aliens anxiously shout.
What do you want?
The captive alien asks.
We'll give you anything. Just don't hurt me. Tell us what happened.
Max orders.
Why can't we remember anything? One of our sorcerers captured you.
The captive alien explains.
We mean no harm. We just like to test Earthlings.
You gulp. You were captured by aliens.
We erased your memories so that you wouldn't tell anyone.
The alien adds.
But you went crazy and damaged the saucer. It crashed.
Another alien cries.
Only you two survived. Give us our memories back.
You demand.
All right.
The alien agrees.
But we have to find the memory helmets that were used on you.
The aliens search the field while you nervously wait with your captive. As you watch the little figures, you can hardly believe this is happening. It feels like it came out of nowhere. Finally, one of the aliens comes back.
We found them!
He announces.
But we have a problem.
So now we have to figure out what we do here.
What the hell? When were aliens introduced?
I'm like pretty sure it would like it just told us to go to the wrong page. That's my guess.
Be. But what is it even near the page they were ultimately looking for?
Well, 119 isn't it?
Not 126. I am so confused by this. Should we take the other path for a contiguity that makes sense?
I guess so. Just in case if we ever come back, it'll. Yeah, maybe we'll dip into. So, what page would that be?
That would be 19 to use the map and search the house for ourselves.
Alrighty. Rip. And if the other one's not. What if this is a death and then. I mean, hey, well, whatever. Not our problem. We won first try.
Hell yeah, brother.
Okay,
You agree?
let's see if this map leads somewhere. See you guys later.
Max calls to the aliens. No. Max calls to the two prisoners. You head outside. Max points at the sun.
That's sunrise.
He begins.
So it must be east.
He turns the map the right way, peering at the countryside that stretches for miles around you.
How did you know that?
You ask.
Remember when we just sorta knew how to fight those guys?
He explains.
Well, I bet we know how to read maps and other cool stuff like that too.
You lean over the map and stare carefully at it. The elevation lines and coordinate numbers all make sense to you.
Cool!
You shout.
You're right!
Wow, you think. You got all sorts of neat knowledge in your head, but where did it come from? Then you notice another marking on the map. It reads, Slammer Project Headquarters. Again, you see the spinning wheel of fire in your mind. It represents the slammer, you think. You shake the vision out of your head. You plant your finger on the map.
That's where we need to go.
Follow your nose to page 103. Soon, Max spots a river in the distance. Looks just like the one on the map. You follow the river for a few twists and turns to make sure. Then you see a big bridge not far away.
Oh, that's on the map too!
Max exclaims.
We know exactly where we are now. Too bad we don't know who we are.
You add glumly. You cross the bridge. You're headed straight for the Slammer Project headquarters. Whatever that is. It's slow going, tramping across the fields, but at least you're getting closer.
We should be there in another couple minutes.
Max announces.
I'm not so sure.
You say, pointing ahead. A high barbed wire fence is right in your path. It stretches in both directions as far as you can see. And when you read the sign on it, your jaw drops. You want to take it?
Top secret installation. Keep out. Deadly force authorized.
Head to page 131.
Oh, I don't like the look of that.
Oops. Oh, no. Max stammers. You gulp.
Are you sure this is the right way?
Max nods his head. Spot a tree that overhangs the fence.
Maybe we could climb that tree and jump over?
You suggest. Max eyes the tree and frowns.
We could just take a walk around the fence for a while. Maybe there's a gate or something.
You read the threatening sign again.
I don't think they'd let us in.
You conclude.
And if we want to know what's going on here, we've got to get in there.
What should you do? Climb the tree to get over the fence, or try and find another way in? Tree 122, look for another way in, 52.
I mean,
Let's see.
tree?
Sure. I don't mind, I was just writing down the options. Sure, tree.
Seems could be either or.
You get a splinter. It hurts, you die.
Let's climb it!
You insist. You're sure that your incredible reflexes will kick in once you're halfway up. You leap into the lower branches of the tree, and you easily make your way up to the top. You were right. With your amazing abilities, this is going to be a piece of cake. The branch that stretches over the fence takes your weight easily. You creep out further and further with metal spikes of the barbed wire gleaming in the sun. Don't get nervous, you order to yourself. Suddenly, a branch under one of your hands starts writhing. You pull back with a start. Yikes! It's a snake! You cling to the tree with your other hand. The tree snake glares up at you with cold black eyes. It opens its mouth to reveal huge fangs. Hiss! Uh-oh, the tree's bite is worse than its bark. Oops. Turn to lucky page 13. That is such a, this is you just died quote that I'm surprised that it's not.
I mean, we are young secret agents.
They're like, oh, God, we have such a good pun for this, but this is not where the story ends. Fine. Going. The snake strikes. Your free hand darts to grab the snake just behind the head. Got it. Without a second thought, you toss the snake onto the fence. The barbed wire blazes with sparks.
Whoa!
Max cries.
That was really mean.
Your nose wrinkles. Yuck. The smell of snake. Well done. What?
I told you our reflexes wouldn't let us... Sorry, did you say mean?
You shout. Brimming with confidence, you leap down from the branch. You clear the fence by a foot. Yes, you made it.
Come on.
You order Max. Max scrambles up the tree and he makes it over the fence with no problem.
Yeah.
He shouts as he lands gracefully next to you.
It's like we can do anything. Don't move.
A voice from behind you orders. That was my snake. Hands up on page 30. I mean, just... Also, it was not implied it was an electric fence, was it? Did I miss that?
Ooh.
But
I do not know. It was just barbed wire as far as I
know. I was like, hey, seems like overkill to me, but whatever. Like, my barbed electric fence is extra, but hey. You put your hands in the air and turn around. The soldier holds a club at the ready. Uh-oh. Looks a lot tougher than the snake.
Who are you?
The soldier demands. You throw the man into the fence. The smell of...
Well done, man.
The smell of man, well done. Yes, I was wrong. He's the same as the snake. You stall.
I guess I don't know.
What?
He snaps.
You see, we woke up in some kind of old house.
Max explains.
Oh, but we couldn't remember anything. Except we can do cool things. Oh, and these guys came to get us, and they had a...
Quiet!
The soldier orders.
This is a top secret base. You two are in big trouble.
Keeping a stern eye on you both, the soldier pulls a two-way radio out of his pocket.
This is Unit 5.
He barks into the radio. Oh no, he's calling for help. What should you do? You can try and disarm him. After all, you can move faster than a snake. Or you can just let him take you to whoever's in charge here. Maybe they know what's going on. What'll it be? Disarm the guard, 76, or let yourself be taken in on 106.
You know, with the way we've been approaching things so far, I think if we disarm the guard, we will just tear his limbs off.
Yeah. Is that a problem?
Not at all. I'll catch you on page 76.
There, let's go ahead and disarm him. You decide to disarm the soldier. He's no match for your lightning reflexes.
Come in, Unit 5.
His radio crackles. The soldier's eyes glance down at it for a split second. Now, you think. You leap into action. You dart forward and rip the club from the soldier's hand. It flies high through the air, landing on the other side of the fence. You grab the soldier's arm in an unbreakable judo hold.
Ha! Works every time.
You announce to Max. Nothing personnel, kid. But the soldier spins out of your grip. Uh-oh, you got a little too cocky. This is written like fan fiction. He grabs your shoulders and tips backwards, pulling you with him. You fall forward as he rolls onto his back. With one foot planted in your... What?
Mm-hmm.
With one
So he's
foot...
rolled onto his back and he's got his foot holding you aloft.
planted in your chest. I guess the word "in" is what sent me. He throws you over his head. Like, I thought he just kicked through our ribs. He throws you over his head.
Ah!
You scream as you hurtle through the air. Yikes! You're headed right for the electric fence! Oh no! You! Well done! You're in for a jolt on page 58. I'm gonna spec a pun. You crash into the fence. Zip! You're stuck to the fence, slowly frying. You gasp for breath. A swarm of images flows into your mind. Somehow, the shock is restoring your memory. You and Max are secret agents. You're in a special agent program for kids. You volunteered for an experiment, test of something called the Matter Slammer. The machine worked. It slammed you right through space. You traveled miles in the blink of an eye. Too bad it accidentally erased your memories, and too bad the enemy agents found you first. Because you're cooked. The end. Dang. Why read the book? We could just go to page 58.
The enemy agents found us first. So if we just, assuming that's canon, if we allow them to capture us here, we are just meeting the enemies.
Yeah?
On what page do we
106.
do that? 106.
You decide to give up.
Excellent.
Maybe you'll get the answers you're looking for, and you don't really want to get bopped on the head with that club. The soldier's radio pops to life.
Current unit call.
The soldier calmly gives his position. Before long, a truck full of soldiers arrives, and they jump out and surround you. Max glances at you nervously, his hands high in the air. You're definitely caught now. Tall woman in a lab coat jumps out of the truck, and she dashes forward, waving at the soldiers.
Wait!
She shouts.
It's them!
Whoa.
Max exclaims.
She knows who we are.
Turn to page 28. The soldiers lower their weapons, and the woman rushes up and shakes your hand.
Oh, congratulations!
She exclaims.
I'm so glad that it worked. How far did you go?
You stammer. What's she talking about?
We don't remember anything
Max blurts out.
about slamming.
Excuse me, miss? She asks.
About anything.
You cry.
We just woke up. It feels like we had a bad dream or something. We don't really know what happened. We don't even know who we are. Oh, dear.
She mutters.
You'd better get on the truck. Looks like there have been some side effects. The slammer must have damaged your brains.
Brain damage again. Great. Turn to page 92.
It's with the exact cadence of green bean casserole again.
Yeah.
It's brain damage Fridays, I guess.
Brain damage Fridays. Again. As you ride in the truck, the woman explains everything. I'm just gonna read it how I read it the first time in my
Do
head.
it.
Her name is Dr. Slopper, and you and Max have worked with her for 2 years. You and Max are secret agents. You were enrolled in the Young Spy Agency when you were two years old. What? But now you're experts.
No wonder we've got such good reflexes.
Max cries. Dr. Slopper has been working on a new device called the Master Slammer. It's supposed to slam you right through the fabric of space. You can travel miles in less than a second. But the device is not very accurate yet. You can't control where it'll send you. Dr. Slopper puts you and Max through it, knowing you could find your way back to the spy base, but somehow your memories were erased.
So, who were those guys who tried to capture us?
You ask, remembering the 2 men in black suits.
They must have been enemy agents.
Dr. Slopper guesses.
We must have an enemy spy somewhere on our base. So, how do we get our memories back?
Max asks.
I think your memories may be stored in the machine.
Dr. Slopper says.
To get them back, I'll just have to slam you again.
Ma'am! Oh no, you think. Here we go again! Slam Saturday. Turn to page 101.
Brain damage again?
Brain damage Friday and the Slam Saturday. Good
Legitimately,
deal.
though.
No way!
Max protests.
I've had enough brain damage for one day.
I'm full, thanks.
Oh, I couldn't possibly. But it's the only way to restore your memories.
Dr. Slopper argues.
The machine has an exact recording of your brain when you're slammed.
You arrive at the base. Inside, you gaze at the Master Slammer. Has a huge round platform with lights blinking around the edge. Whoa, you think it's like spinning wheel of fire in your dream? Yeah,
What if the memory loss wasn't an accident?
Max suggests.
What do you mean?
Dr. Slopper asks.
What if an enemy spy programmed the slammer to erase our memories?
He explains.
And then ordered those guys in black suits to go get us?
You gulp. If the machine's been messed with, then you shouldn't use it again, but your memories are stored inside of it. Should you try and use the machine or look for the enemy spy first? Machine 47, Agent 108.
So we should go to 108 here because we know that this book has been treating itself as canon. I guess
true.
except for the guard out front who killed us. Assuming. And on another line, the enemy agents, the men in black suits, explained that they had manipulated the matter transporter.
Works for me. So that's page 108. All right,
I think we should find out if there's an enemy agent first.
you decide.
But you need your memories back.
Dr. Slopper insists.
We've been okay without them so far.
Max declares.
Let's start by checking out the slammer.
You order. You and Max inspect the machine. You open a long panel along its base, and you don't understand anything about the circuits and wires inside the device, but you learn to trust your instincts.
Hey, look at this.
Max exclaims, pointing. You peer closely in the machine, and a bunch of chips on a circuit board have been deliberately smashed. They smashed the slammer!
Someone's been messing around here.
You announce.
Let's see if we can find some fingerprints.
Max suggests.
That won't be necessary.
Dr. Slopper interrupts. You and Max turn around, and Dr. Slopper has some sort of weird device pointed at you. She squeezes it, and a bolt of lightning shoots towards your feet.
Yeah!
You both shout, leaping into the air. That stung,
Okay, hands up.
she commands. Turn to page 65. I was going to say, the other canon did say that we'd be meeting our enemies here, but hey.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Slopper must be the enemy agent, you realize.
But
Max stammers.
why would you mess up your own experiment? I was going to sell the slammer technology.
She explains.
Another government offered me millions.
For matter transportation instantly?
Yeah.
You need to raise your price.
Respect the effort you put in, Slopper.
Exactly.
So you made the machine erase our memories?
You ask.
And sent those goons to capture you.
And I called the aliens. She adds.
And I merged the dog and the snake.
And I
If
do it
you
again.
never came back. If you never came back from that experiment, no one would dare use the machine again. Then you would be the only person who knew how it worked.
Max adds.
But you found your way back, anyhow.
She complains. She reaches over and presses a button, and the machine starts to hum.
But you won't be coming back this time. What do you mean?
Max asks.
I'm going to slam you 10 miles up into thin air.
Dang, girl, she announces. Gulp, you suddenly remember something about yourself. You're afraid of heights. Land on to page 120. It's quite a pickup line.
I'm going to slam you 10 miles into the sky.
Into the thin air. Get on the platform.
Dr. Slopper orders. The lights around the platform are starting to spin, just like the wheel of fire in your nightmare. Oh, really? Only this time it'll be like those falling dreams. You step onto the platform with the spinning lights making your head spin. You gaze at Dr. Slopper and realize that she's staring at the lights too, and for a moment she looks a bit dizzy. Without thinking, you leap into action. You throw yourself from the platform at Dr. Slopper. She raises the device, but you knock it away. She punches you in the stomach as you fly past. Oof! You crumple to the ground. Max jumps at her, but she throws him over her head with a crash. Whoa! You think, Dr. Slopper's even better secret agent than you and Max. She totally fooled you. And she's a better fighter. Dr. Slopper calmly walks over to where the weapon landed and picks it up. You're doomed. But then you see where she's standing. Take a look on page 117. Wait, just 17. Dr. Slopper's right in the middle of the slammer platform. You dash the control panel, the one that was smashed, and you push the button that you see. Was it the right one? You wonder? Dr. Slopper peers down at the spinning lights below her and screams. But the high screeching noise of the machine drowns her out, and she disappears.
Whoa!
Max declares.
You sent her 10 miles high. Without a parachute. Well, I had to.
You explain?
After all, she was highly dangerous.
I want to make it clear that you were telling a joke after the murder. That highly is very much in italics. She was highly dangerous. You hear the splat and bones crunching in the background. The end.
Exactly. One of the assistants who's been standing by in the background this entire time says, you know it wipes memories, right? Like, you totally didn't have to kill her. Like, that was just extra. That's you, buddy. That's on you.
She just woke up in the middle of the air, like 10 miles high with no memory. Going, splat.
How did I get splat?
Whoa, look at that. Ooh, what's my name? Ooh, do I have any siblings? Splat. All right. That's that. A deed is done.
That's that.
We have completed we completed our journey. And this book had it all. It had all the things that we would normally need or want or dream of. We got the perfect route. We got the big, dumb, stupid, messy route. We got the child committing a murder. We got all the sudden aliens, all the normal intonation weirdness and writing prompts of can't believe it's not real life Stein. We got it all. I liked it. It was dumb. I liked it.
That was super cool.
I enjoyed it. What a great way to end. It was a fun episode. I liked it. Fun book, fun episode. Good way to round out the original 42.
Woo, woo.
Enjoyed. But hey, I mean, maybe I will say right now, stay tuned until the end of this. Maybe we'll give a little bit of teaser about what's coming next week. But do you have anyone to thank for this particular episode? Who gets the special honor of sponsoring this finale, perchance?
This episode is sponsored by Astral Fox on the hardcover tier of our Patreon. That is patreon.com/turntopagecast. Thank you, Astral Fox, for helping us to produce this. By supporting that patron, you have the ability to give us the ability to increase the production value of the show in general, to the things of, new art for different things that might occur after Goosebumps, as well as the podcast intro, of course, at the top by Christoph Jakob.
I 100% thought you were going to say, by supporting us at the hardcover tier, you unlock the ability to give us money.
And that's difficult.
It's hard to do. But huge, Astrofox, thank you very much. Thank you for the help. Thank you to all the wonderful supporters on Patreon. Like I said right up at the tip top, I ain't lying. We probably could not justify spending, the amount of money that we needed to spend on the books in order to do these episodes and to do the upcoming episodes on the actual the special editions. So it's a huge thank you for that. Helps us do things that increase the production value, like Rap said. It really does mean a lot. So if anyone's listening, they want to chip in and help make things better. And the show's not done here. We got more stuff. We're going to be going through more series, things like that after Goosebumps is done. We are a choose your own adventure book or a game book podcast, not a Goosebumps podcast. Goosebumps is just the first of what we're going to be doing, which is very exciting. So shall we rip the Band-Aid off of what's coming next week in a small little, perhaps Small diversion before we revisit Goosebumps.
Just before we do that, I will also quickly mention that we are only 8 subscribers away on YouTube. That is youtube.com/turntopagecast from being able to become a partnered channel, which would be useful and neat. So if you do listen to the podcast and maybe have a YouTube account and have not subscribed yet to the Turn to Pagecast YouTube, that would be much appreciated.
Yeah, we're
also,
at
what
the
it's
finish
worth,
line.
you do have the ability to leave reviews on different websites and comments on the YouTube that we read and respond to.
That's true. That happens. It's confirmed. Yes. We're almost at
Rita,
the finish
would
line.
you rip the bandage off and tell us what we're doing next?
Sticking within the Scholastic Book Fair of the 90s vibe, there is a very short-lived 2-book run of one Animorphs Choose Your Own Adventure stories. And we are going to, for a brief diversion before returning to the Give Yourself Goosebumps special editions, we're going to be popping over to do the 2 books. 2 episodes, so 2 weeks for the Animorphs Choose Your Own Adventure books. They're called our Alternamorphs, because of course they are. So, hey, that is going to be a little different, but a lot of fun. I can't wait for that, to be honest. I've been really, really, really looking forward to those. I suspect disaster in the best way.
As have I. I am very, very excited for y'all to see the art that's been done for that by Sam Caron as well.
Yes, indeed. Some good stuff all around to look forward to. But again, it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. Thank you. I mean, I'll say thanks right now. I know we said thanks to all the people listening, but this is a thank you, Raps, for humoring my dumb idea that I had many moon ago when I said, hey, what if we did a Let's Play of a book? And taking that and laughing and yes-anding it and actually doing it. So thank you.
Thank you very much for the general organization and planning of this, and also the opportunity to just engage in something that I really, really enjoy, which is doing funny voices with friends.
Yeah, it's just a good time. It's my favorite project that I'm a part of, and it remains that way, and I hope that it just continues to be more that way, because dabbling in other series and books and stuff like that, there's so much stuff out there. A lot that's silly, some that's maybe less silly, but will still be silly. Like, the show's still gonna be the show, and I am excited for everything we have beyond Goosebumps, and for if we ever come back to Goosebumps. I'm sure we'll do Goosebumps related stuff, because I love it.
Exactly.
But alas, that's that. Any other thing you want to say before we're done here?
No, that about covers it.
All right. Then, reader, beware. We're kind of out of scares. So, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Adios.